After 5 long months, opening day is finally upon us. Holy shit. Bro, pour your guidance, and honestly, the Eagles need him back very soon. But okay, again, we'll get into all this discussion after because holy crap, like there's a lot of things I want to say about the Eagles and Blade Walker and just how they could be screwed if Landon isn't healthy and they don't give Carson the reps. But on another note, welcome back to the AJ Plays channel, guys. Again, we are back in full swing with the MLW Discord React series for the 2023 campaign, kicking it off with the opening day series between the Eagles and the Mallards, and then the following series with the Western Wildcats and the Coastal Cobras. So let's get right into the madness. Easy! Caden Irwin looked very, like, I am high on this guy. He looked very solid in that third game. Hopefully he can lock down that spot going forward. They even have Davenport to back him up if necessarily needed. But I think Caden Irwin, you know what, it's season 3 for him. At this point, I think he's settled in. He's really, like, gotten used to the MLW style of play. He made great strides last year, and this season he could really be a solid number 2 arm behind Robles. He could be one of the top, like, second arms in the league. So, you know what, I'm hoping that Irwin has a really good campaign. Okay, I'm not reading all that, but let's make one thing clear right now. Dallas Allen is completely fine as a pitcher, and Daniel Schultz, again, it's the first series, let's not overreact, and at the same time, Tommy Coughlin hit really well off of Daniel, because, I mean, you know, you've been seeing each other now for, let's say, 13 years. I think this is 14 seasons of MLW. Minus 3, 11 years. Okay, 11 years of MLW. They've been playing against each other. They've seen each other so well at this point. Listen, I'm not that worried over Daniel Schultz. However, again, Blade Walker, dude, you were not good. I agree that the Mallards could be a very good team in MLW, but I need a little bit more time. I think I need one more series to see that this team, that group of Combe, Tommy, Robles, possibly Irwin or Davenport. Again, the fourth spot, we don't know a little bit yet. Listen, I may have overreacted to Davenport getting a hit, but he actually got on base quite a few times, and he helped keep the line moving in that third inning where they scored 4 runs, which every runner was just moving up a base at a time. He actually was very efficient in that role. Now, who knows? Can the Mallards be the best team? They definitely have the potential to. They could be the best in the league by the All-Star break, I'd say. However, again, it's one series. Let's not overreact yet. Either Landon needs to get healthy, Carson needs to get reps, or Blade Walker has to figure out how to hit the damn ball, because holy crap, that fourth spot in the lineup was an automatic out for them all series long. However, Preston Colm looked really good in his first appearance. Like, again, he hit 333, his OPS was around 7,800. You know what? Honestly, really good stuff from Preston, and if he can keep this up, you know what? The Mallards have found a really good gem, and who knows? Did they win the Grant Miller trade? No, they definitely didn't. Yeah, it was forced by the league. If anybody at all thinks that Dallas Allen as a pitcher is a concern for this team right now, I'm sorry. They are concerned about the wrong thing. First off, NDD, Jesus Christ, you're in a lot of these, and at the same time, Caden Irwin's pitching, you know what? Okay, his hitting wasn't that great, but as I said, his pitching, dude, watch out for the kid. If it's his third year in MLW, he's continuing to adjust. He is going to do really well this season. You know what? He's due, of all players, you know what? To have a bit of an emergence. It happened with Varanowski last year. Maybe this is time that Irwin steps up to the plate and can maybe take off some of that pressure off of Robles on the mound. The bottom 2 spots in the Mallards lineup could be what makes or breaks him this season. And if DZ and Preston can both figure it out, you know what? There you go. At the end of the day, I think with Robles on the mound, possibly Irwin to back him up, and then one of DZ and Irwin on their game as well as Preston, Tommy, and Jordan running their show, dude. The Mallards are seriously a favorite, if not the guys, to win the World Series. Yeah, Blade was Blade was that bad. Oh my god, poor Blade Walker. I think maybe a lineup change could actually do them well. Waylon, Daniel, then Dallas, and then Landon or Carson. Right now Blade, because after that first series, Blade looked terrible. He's a power hitter, and I think he hit the ball once. He's got a 100 average and like a 350. It's just terrible stuff right now from Blade Walker. They gotta try out Carson if Landon's not ready, like, fully yet. I don't know. They really got to see what they have in Carson Urgitis before, you know, they try to go back to Blade Walker after that pitiful first series that really cost them, like, that's a fourth of their at-bats that's being wasted by a guy who's like an automatic K. No offense to Blade Walker, but holy crap, he didn't help the Eagles' cause. Bro was talking about Daniel Schultz like this, who had his best hitting season last year and who was still able to dominate on the mound. Dude, relax. It's one series. Daniel Schultz will be okay. You guys are overreacting. Blade or Carson on the mound, bro. Hopefully Carson. I think Carson could pitch like his brother. That's fine. I don't know that much about Blade, honestly. Why are we considering taking Daniel Schultz out of the pitching rotation? Okay? Against the Mallards, a team that's seen him for so many years. Jordan Robles, Tommy Coughlin, someone who's seen him for like 11 years at this point. Caden Irwin, Preston Colm, like Caden didn't even have that great of a day. Davenport got one hit, okay? And I love Deasy, but he only got one hit and he got on base a few times. That's good. But Preston Colm's the only thing that, like, I'd say, you know what, the kid's just good. Like, I'm not making an excuse here for Daniel Schultz having a bad day. But let's not jump the gun here and think that he's just not worthy of pitching in this league anymore. Okay, if people are just absolutely shitting on Dan's hitting right now, then I think people just want to see Daniel Schultz like fall apart. Like, I don't get it. Daniel did not have a terrible day. Okay, pitching wise, he was not good. But it's not like he's been having, again, one series, one day. In 2021, he had an abysmal opening day versus the Diamondbacks. Even worse than this. And we're getting mad at this more. We're getting a little more worried about this than we did back then with the D-backs. Relax. I think the Eagles are going to be okay. Daniel Schultz should be fine. Relax. Well, NDD, that's an ESPN type stat, and ECK, yeah, it's either going to be Landon or Carson. It better be either Landon or Carson, because if I got to sit through another series of Blade Walker hitting, then I might just turn off. The video. I'm being dead honest. Listen, honestly, both of these problems can be figured out as soon as Landon Urquides comes back, even though I think Daniel Schultz give him more time. But Landon Urquides proved to be a really solid pitcher last season. He shut out the Predators in one game. 4-0, I believe, was the win for the Eagles in that game. He locked it down versus the Preds. Yeah, I think Landon's going to be pretty solid when he gets the pitching appearances in MLW. Very valid point, honestly, because Daniel Schultz last year, when he didn't have to be the guy to get them runs and he wasn't, like, trying to go for the home run all the time, he, like, again, his homer numbers were down, but his average skyrocketed. The first two games, he wasn't really doing that. Like, he was still hitting more for contact. When he starts hitting for power, he's sacrificing the chance of him getting on base for the opportunity for a home run. Therefore, it makes Daniel look less competent of a hitter than he actually has shown to be in the last few seasons. So at the end of the day, I really am not too worried about Daniel Schultz. Not at all. The only thing that makes sense is Waylon batting leadoff, Daniel Schultz batting second, Dallas third, and Landon/Blade/Carson, pretty much Landon Urquides is batting fourth. Drew, he's already taken. The guy's engaged. Relax. Caden did well, but relax. Okay, Caden looked exceptional, and the fact that Tommy decided to leave him in rather than throw Robles in there in the extra innings just shows how much faith he's got in the guy, and you know what? It also shows how much talent the guy has. So I seriously do think that Caden Irwin, again, he's taken a step up this year. He is going to be a very solid number 2 arm behind Robles. Naked! Drew, like I said, bro, what? Stop, Drew, calm though. Bro, Drew, why? This is being recorded after the Panthers beat the Leafs in 5 games, so this is a little less, actually, never mind. It's never not going to be funny. We don't have any words, and you know you don't want to hear. It's never not going to be funny. This gif came to my mind as soon as I saw them just start hitting like round after round, and it's just like, bro, they just keep going and going, and there's no stopping them. It's just like they keep moving up a base, one base. Colm single drives in Davenport. Davenport single drives in Robles. Robles single drives in like Tommy, and they just keep rotating. It's so funny, bro. Blade, no offense to you, dude, but who the hell do you think you are? Gonna be the same as every single year. There's Jay's one comment in the video, and you're never gonna hear him again for the Discord reacts. If any dude in their right mind thinks the Mallards don't need Grant Miller, I'm sorry. I don't think you deserve to be a fan of the Malt. Like, dude, no. I understand having faith in your team, but having Grant Miller over Preston Colm, don't get me wrong, Preston looks really good so far, but Grant Miller, come on, bro. You want Grant Miller over Preston any day of the week. As a Magic fan, hell, honestly, the only reason I'd say I'd have Preston is to make the league not look like it's being fixed. I hope it's not, but whatever. Dude, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what you mean by starting pitcher number 3. He should be pitcher number 2. I don't think Davenport's proven himself enough to be the third guy. Yeah, he's going to be really solid. A really good number 2 arm, Irwin. Davenport behind him. You know what? The Mallards' pitching depth is just as good as their hitting depth. So Tommy's already long gone out of this. Like, he's out of that rotation for sure. We already know he's done. Kyle Schultz, I don't know if Pearson or Saylor will overtake him, but we'll get to that very, very shortly. And as for Daniel Schultz, dude, It's one series. No, this is not even close, dude. This is one series. Chill out. Daniel Schultz will be fine. After 10 minutes, we're jumping ship to Wildcats Cobras, and how the hell can this guy just never make a series, bro? Car troubles this time, bro. Andy Duran, you gotta be kidding. I don't understand. I don't understand why the hell they put in Nick Saylor when he just, like, he couldn't find the zone. Like, they rushed him into the situation. Maybe, sure, you got to give him another 15, 20 pitches to warm up. For sure. But, bro, it was 5-0 after you put him in and took out Pearson. Like, dude, no. Oh my god. It was 0-0. You put Saylor in and all of a sudden 5 runs across the plate. Like, how did that happen? Kyle wanted all 3 to pitch. Does Kyle want to lose the World Series again? Like, bro, the reason why, like, I'm saying no to Nick Saylor is because this stuff is finally becoming hittable. Teams around the league are finally seeing Saylor very well. Why do you think he just let up 5 runs and then he got screwed in the ALDS? Like, teams are starting to see his stuff. Kyle Schultz was making Flynn and BM look like a, oh my god, like, it was bad. Like, they just couldn't hit. I don't know what it was. They just couldn't hit. Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming. Ty Smith with the home run. Of all people, Ty Smith hit a home run. What the heck? Yeah, because knowing the Magic's luck, the Gators are going to win the series like 2-1, maybe even sweep us next week. I don't care that we got Grant Miller, Jason Chadwick revenge series. Watch it. Just watch it. Watch it happen. This Drew Davis leaving thing is something that I'm going to address very, very soon. But if Drew indeed does leave the Cobras hitting wise, they are screwed. Because Bean and Flynn, as much as Flynn hit a home run and his OPS is somehow 1,000 plus, holy crap, him and BN did not have great days at the plate whatsoever. And I thought BN would have a really good, like, a really good second campaign. Both Baranowskis, I mean, we didn't see that much of Chris. Baron actually made a little bit of good contact, but their lineup is going to drown if Drew is not on this team. Like, they are screwed. I don't know, dude. Kyle Schultz, if this guy could go back to, like, his 2018 form and all of a sudden become, like, an MVP caliber once again, then the Wildcats, dude, a lot of us are going to be proven wrong. Like, a lot of our preseason predictions always get proven wrong. But let's just see how it goes. I mean, Kyle Schultz and the Wildcats, like, personally, they could do really well this season. That's what, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see how the Magic do, but without Drew, I think the Wildcats slide right back into the playoffs and the Cobras might get knocked out. We'll see what happens. Yeah, no, I second this. I agree with Jimmy. Like, he's always been a pretty solid left fielder, but the thing is, that one play in the World Series, like, that just redefines his fielding display because he did not look good in that one appearance, and that makes everybody think that, you know what, he sucks. And that kind of makes him just look like, you know, a not capable left field, a not capable defender. So when we see a series like this, all of a sudden it's like, wow, well, like, where did this come from? When it's been there all along. Meanwhile, hitting wise, what? Bro batted like 100. Like, what the hell? 10 speed violations? What the hell? Norpin beats hit the nail right on the head here. If Drew is not here for the Cobras, they could be in a bad position. Meanwhile, the Wildcats, if Kyle continues to if he continues to play the way he did, and Jackson Pearson's a most improved player campaign, and all of a sudden he's the most clutch player on that team, whenever they need a home run, the dude seemingly hits a home run. Whether it's extra innings in the 3rd inning just to break a tie, like, Jackson Pearson always clutches up. So I'm being dead honest. Like, the Wildcats, if Drew falls out of the league, the Cats can very well shoot up to the top of the standings. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, I got to give more credit to the Wildcats defense because, yes, the Cobras hitters were indeed making contact. Their averages are just a bit low. Bean and Flynn were made to be Kyle's, yeah, because they got owned by Kyle on the mound in that game. But the thing is, the balls were just finding the Wildcats fielders so easily that it's like the Cobras, they hit the ball pretty solid. But it just found the fielders. It was not in good place. Like, they didn't put them in good spots. That's what ended up happening. So, like, that's why their averages could be considered slightly down. But the Wildcats defense played a huge role in the series. And if the Wildcats pitching actually, like, continues the way it, like, if it performs the way it did in this series, all of a sudden, dude, the Wildcats could be a real contender. I'm going to give it one more series till I see, can the Wildcats be a legitimate contender? Let's see. First off, the deal wasn't to get a good player now. The deal was meant for the 2024 Gators draft pick because they're putting an assumption on the fact that the Gators could miss next season. And if they do, all of a sudden the Wildcats could, I mean, assuming they don't tank, like, the Wildcats now, they have every power. Like, they're right, 100%. They have their power now to go ahead. They can do what they want. They still could get a top pick, assuming the Gators have a very bad season. So the trade was more meant for the 2024 Gators draft pick compared to, you know, getting Liam Jackson. He didn't even play in this series, but even then, Ty Smith actually looked pretty damn good in his appearance. Yeah, with the speed limit, like, I mean, if we crank up the speed limit a little bit, that would actually be interesting to see because, like, some of these guys now in the league are definitely capable of throwing and hitting, like, maybe, a low 80s, high 70s kind of pitch. So we'll see. I don't know. Let's see. Does MLW increase the speed limit in a few years? Maybe as soon as next year. Who knows what they're going to do. But this season, I think, is going to stay what it is. But, I mean, again, it's still somewhat hittable. I guess you can definitely say that because a lot of pitchers now, they're getting maxed out at like 73, 74. Which even then, that's a warning. So you got to think like 71, 72. Like, that's the max. And a lot of guys are starting to see that very well. So you never know. Speed limit wise, I mean, a lot of guys can definitely throw low 90s even. Like, that's nuts. Trey Flood can throw low 90s. Bro, all I'm looking at is just the left field wall. Like, who is that? Like, what? This is the most common and ridiculous Drew interaction I think I've ever seen. Like, yeah, he's here gloating about his OPS. He's getting mad at Zach Whalen. He's showing a picture of him with his back in an arch, and then he's like, "Sup, losers." Like, what the typical Drew Davis behavior, and I love him. I love him for it. Yeah, I gotta agree. Why is this man, like, why does he... Bro, why? Holy sh... Pounders, let's make one thing clear. It is not Barron's fault whatsoever that the Cobras couldn't give him run support for shit. Like, he did his job. Like, he gave up a home run to Pearson and Smith. Yeah, say what you want, but at the same time, bro, a little bit more offensive power from, like, Bean and Flynn. I mean, Flynn hit a home run, but a little bit more offense from him and Bean would have definitely given them a better chance to win that game. Like, you can't throw the blame directly on the pitcher. You can't, when the hitters were practically invisible. Anybody in the Sim League server knows how much I love my Squidward memes. So this is a... Oh, I love it. Dork, I swear to God, if we get swept just because you're watching this series, I might get really mad at you and I might ban you from... Actually, that's not possible. You're the head mod. I can't ban you from anything. Jesus. Baron can figure his stuff out at the plate for sure. More than definitely that can be the case. But I mean, like, if you're running a four-man of Andy Duran, Sean Flynn, Sawyer Bean, and... Oh my... And Brendan Baranowski, dude. Without Drew there, they are not in the greatest position. Like, they need... Flynn and Bean especially to figure their stuff out. You could say it was one series, and yeah, I'll give them more time to definitely get more accustomed and more used to playing in MLW for like the season, get more used to, what they're gonna see. But at the same time, bro, they need to get better. They could be in a very bad position if those two especially let down the Cobras hitting this season. Bro, you do realize you are forgetting about Daniel Schultz and Drew, my bad, Daniel Schultz and Dallas Allen, maybe Robles and Irwin. I wouldn't say the Preds, but, like, if anything, there are definitely some pitching tandems that can truly compete with the Cobras for number one. I still think Daniel and Dallas are the best 1-2 punch in the league. Baranowski and Bean are very close, but again, let's not jump the gun on Daniel Schultz. As I've said, do not jump the gun. It's one series against a team that has had his number for a long time. So, I think Daniel Schultz and the Eagles as a collective are going to be very, very okay pitching-wise. They'll be fine. If Kyle Schultz just has an excellent season this year, I swear, like, it's just going to look... It's going to look horrible on a lot of us who think the Wildcats are going to be bad. Because I had the Magic ranked above them, like, in after the draft. I know ECK, like, he had them 5th. Then Magic, Diamondbacks, and Gators rounded out the bottom 3. But honestly... the Wildcats, they could definitely surprise a lot of us because we've written them off so early. Who knows? You don't really write off that team, but we just don't know if they have enough considering their inconsistent year last year. However, if they could just rid themselves of those inconsistencies and be a very solid team throughout each and every game this season, Kyle Schultz is pitching like he's on his game, and Pearson and Schultz had a good series. Sailor, what was that? Like, he batted 100 or something. Like, he's got to figure that out. Ty Smith hit a home run. That's actually fantastic. He had an 800 OPS. But holy crap. Again, there's a lot of time. It's the first series for every team. You don't jump the gun yet. Take a look after 2 series, see what the patterns are in MLW, and then, you can go ahead and make assumptions based on what teams we, underestimated and what teams we said we're going to do a lot better and that they're underachieving. Yep, completely agree with this. Cobras, you know what, their hitting is definitely a state of concern, but the Cats are going to be putting up a fight all season long. That's what this series proved, if anything, that the Cobras, that their hitting is going to be a little bit weaker without Drew. And you know what, the Wildcats, give them the benefit of the doubt here. Let's see what they can do. You know what? Let's not write off the GOAT of MLW and Nick Saylor and Jackson Pearson so quickly. Let's just not. Yup, again, he's echoing what he pretty much just said. Cobras are going to be in a very bad spot without Drew. They are going to have like almost zero offense, unless Bean and Flynn, in my opinion. Those are the two that are most likely to figure it out at the plate. Now, as for the Wildcats, now, again, Kyle Schultz. If he can figure his stuff out on the mound and keep things going, he would be enough for the Cats to win games. I definitely do agree with that. With their offense, Saylor probably had an off day. As soon as he comes back and he's better than ever, you know what? I think the Wildcats are in a very good position. But let's see what happens after Series 2. And then, you know what? I think after the second series for every team, I'll give you guys a more complete review, complete update on each and every single team and, like, see, you know what? Where did we go wrong? Like, who's overachieving? Who's underachieving? Like, just based on our expectations. We'll take a look at that because a lot of people are definitely thinking different things for all kinds of teams across the league. Anyways, on that note, that's it for the first MLW Discord Reacts video of the season of actual games being played. So I want to thank you guys all very much for watching. I'm going to see you guys next time, where I'm most likely going to be talking about Drew Davis leaving the Cobras, because that's something that definitely has to be discussed. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching this video. I'm going to see you guys all next time. Peace out.